Hello and welcome to the Homeless Consultant channel. My name is Paul B. I am the Homeless Consultant. And today just a quick tip for people who use graphic tablets. Like Wacom and X Pen, things like that, XP Pen. As you use those things for a while, they start to scratch up. And a lot of people don't like that, so they're going out and they're buying these expensive sheet overlays like you would put on your cell phone or something. And I thought I would, when you live in a car, you learn to do things the economical way. So now that I'm in the hotel here for my 1.5 day of each week, I got myself a little tablet again, a little Wacom Intuos Small. And I want to show you my $1 solution to protecting these tablets. It'll save you a lot of money. And frankly, you can use the same technique with your phone or with other things as far as I know. But it does seem to work with the tablet. The pen seems to respond the same. So anyway, let's get started, shall we? Okay, all you need is to go to the dollar store, or for me anyway, it was Dollar General, I believe. But I think the dollar store has it as well. Go over to the shelving section, or where they have cleaning supplies and things, and look for a tube of this stuff. It is clear, transparent shelf protector. Now the nice thing about it is that it's totally clear, it's extremely thin, it's smooth, and it is semi-sticky, so it'll stick real well when you want it to, but when you take it off, it'll come right off. This is the stuff I use to apply vinyl applications onto, for decorations. Like if I'm doing a guitar and I want to put some kind of a graphic on a guitar, I'll use this stuff backwards to make basically as a transfer tape. So that I put it on the vinyl, it makes the vinyl thick enough to where I can work with it, and then I can put the vinyl off and I take this stuff off once I don't need the thickness anymore. But in this case, you can use it just as equally. The nice thing about it as well is on the back side they have this grid pattern, so when you're cutting you can kind of maintain your cuts nice and straight. And all you have to do is unroll it, and forgive me, the one I have got beat up in the car, so it's normally a nice round tube, but nothing in my car stays safe when you live in a car. And all you have to do is, cut out a piece that's a bit bigger than you need, and then just overlay it over your tablet and cut it down to size using those guides on the back side. Now the tricky part is when you put it on, because it is very thin. The nice thing again is that it's just sticky enough, but not stickier than you need. So when you're applying it, make sure you get a nice good connection along the sides, so that at the top and at the bottom of the tablet they are right where you want them to be. That way they won't be on an angle as you move across the tablet. Then I've tried a couple different things. I tried using a squeegee here, as you can see, my Barry Manilow squeegee, but that just didn't work. There were bubbles everywhere. So what I found worked best was for me to actually use 2 fingers in the center as you're scrolling along, and only peel back part of it so that you're not exposing the whole thing. Otherwise it's going to get stuck all over and it'll get prints and lose its stickiness. So only peel back the part that you're applying at the time. And I just use 2 fingers in the center first, and then I work my way out, and I only move forward about 1/2 inch at a time. If there's any air bubbles, even if they seem minor, I did everything I could to try to back off and go ahead and redo it. Now an air bubble still is pretty smooth on here, but it's best to minimize those as much as possible. And so I would use 2 fingers in the center, and then move to the left, and then move to the right. And when I was satisfied with that, I would go another 1/2 inch or so in the center. And you just do that all the way across this thing until it's finally done, and then give it a good, give it a good feel as you're applying this. Run your hands over the part that's applied and make sure that there's no ridges sticking up. You don't want anything interfering with the pen when you're writing. The bubbles don't necessarily do that, and the bubbles might even go away after a time if you leave them alone, but just try to minimize them in the first place. So then I ran my fingers around the outer edge to make sure it's nice and flat and it's not going to peel off on the edge. And folks, that's really it. I plugged in the tablet, I started using it, and the fact is it worked for me, just like it did before I put this stuff on there. And yet now this tablet is protected. So, and I have it set pretty heavy. I have to press pretty heavy to get the pen to work. So hopefully this tip will save you some money. And don't forget, you can also use this stuff to like put over your phone screen. As far as I know, the touch screen capability still works. I'm not positive on that though, but you know, any kind of screen that you don't need to touch or something, this clear stuff is like miracle paper. $1 for a roll. Just try not to bend it all out of shape like I did. I think one reason it looks kind of rough on my tablet is because, you know, this thing got all crushed and bent in the car. But when you have a nice new round roll, if you keep it nice, it might go on even smoother. So there you go, all of you artistes out there using tablets and spending a whole lot of money on transparency protectors that you don't need to. If you ever need to know how to save money, come to a homeless person, because we don't have a choice but to figure out how. I hope this helped you. Have a great day.